Good afternoon, Pisces. I hope you're all doing well. This is your love advice reading for the next couple of weeks, which takes us to around about the 22nd of May. Thank you so much to any returning subscribers. That so means a lot, you know. And obviously bear in mind that I try and focus these readings a little bit from your point of view. What would help you? What would help to improve the relationships? And obviously it's not all unicorns and rainbows, you know. Sometimes it looks a bit better than others. Sometimes it looks a little bit rocky, but I try and sort of navigate you around that a little bit, because bear in mind, no person's ever going to be perfect, and equally you're never going to be perfect neither, Pisces. And I guess to some extent it's trying to sort of help you a little bit navigate that and help you sort of around that. Okay, so I hope that makes a bit of sense, and let's make a bit of a start. The first card you've got this fortnight is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And this is really, well, very much a card of giving up. You know, upright, it's obviously a plodding on, keeping going, keep trying, keep putting the work in, keep soldiering on, and you get to a result. And it's a very, very, very slow process card, you know, of there is no quick result, you know. And there isn't in a lot of relationships. It takes time to sort of get to know someone. It takes time to sort of understand what the other person wants or what they, you know, and for the whole thing to develop. It can be, in many cases, sometimes years before, you know, from the start of going out to people getting married and having children, can be a heck of a long time. Equally, people can see it as, well, I've wasted enough time on it, you know, I think that I should have a result quicker. And I get the impatience, because we can all be very, very impatient people. I get all that. But I want to say, this could also be as well you just feeling a little bit under the weather and feeling a little bit down at the moment. But your priority this fortnight, as I would see it, Pisces, is really to get this card the right way up. You know, to be maybe a little bit more positive, maybe to work on yourself a little bit, whether that's your health, whether that's your outlook. Again, just could be a bit of lockdown stuff, which again, it's not helping anybody really, is it? Because there's a lot of people struggling with many other things, not just to do with like love. And in a lot of cases, love is quite far from people's minds. People are worried about the jobs and the money and the home and many other things. So, but equally, you know, it all stems, every relationship and every job and every decision really depends on how you are and how you're dealing with it, you know. And this isn't a criticism, I've been in some bad places myself, you know, many a time, but I think it affects everything, doesn't it? You know, if we're in a bad mood or we're depressed or we're fed up, then that massively affects how we go into work. It massively affects our relationships with our family when we just can't be bothered with them, or we're arguing with people. And it so does. So seriously, get this the right way up. Try and be a little bit more positive. Try and realize that things take time, you know. And if you still want this relationship, Pisces, then I honestly wouldn't give up, you know. And again, people go through things. Sometimes we've got to try and learn a bit of patience or a bit of understanding. All right. The next card you've got, though, is the Ten of Wands, which obviously indicates a burden. So whether you just are feeling burdened, bogged down with everything, whether you just feel like everything's a bit too much, this could be as well people coming at you. There could be a lot of like obligations, a lot of things you've got to see to, a lot of things that are just doing your head in a little bit. Could be that you see the relationship as a bit of a burden, or just, again, just life, if you will. Because this is a 10, obviously, it's the end of this cycle, it's the end of all these problems. And obviously from the 10 we find new aces, we find new excitement, we find new things to do, you know. It's the end of the road really on this 10. This could also mean that you want to move, or you want to go somewhere, or you want some again, something else. But I do think things are coming, and again, 10 is pretty much the end of a cycle, so there is improvements coming. Pisces, I would just see it like try and get yourself upright a little bit and sort of stick with it, is what I would say. All right. The next card you've got is the Four of Wands, which obviously, well, more often not donates like some sort of meeting or some sort of get together or some sort of party. It could be obviously a family party. It could maybe mean some sort of birthday party or something like that. It could also indicate a wedding that maybe you want to go to. Maybe you feel again that it's not happening or there's been some delay with this, but again, I do think this is coming. It could also be obviously a festival, a get together, a barbecue, an outdoor event, some sort of like rock festival maybe, or some meeting. I do think this is coming. I do honestly think this is good for you to go, because I think it would just give you a new lease of life. Look how happy these people look on this card compared to this. So I think, again, whether it just is a party and you meet somebody there, or whether this is just a get together with somebody that, would do you good. So I honestly do think you should be going to whatever this is, Pisces. Again, whether it's just a walk in the park with some friends, it really doesn't matter what the event is. I think it would do you good to go and have a bit of a new lease of life, if you will. Okay. The last card you've got from that is the Ace of Swords, and this talks really, can talk about clarity. This can talk about new ideas maybe that come from this Four of Wands. Maybe you get talking to people, maybe people help you a little bit, maybe people give you some sort of fresh outlook on this, that maybe again you've been seeing things in like a negative way and maybe you didn't need to. Maybe again it's a bit more understanding or a little bit more clarity. This could also be as well that you maybe talk to that person you're interested in or in a relationship with, and again it maybe clears the air with the Ace of Swords. Once the communication happens, maybe it helps a little bit to see things from the other person's point of view, or the person can see things from your point of view. And this could also indicate, I suppose, meeting a new person, and the Ace of Swords could indicate the communication building up between you two. So either way, or this is all right, it really is, Pisces. The only stumbling block on all this really is you being reversed. And again, I get that because we're all in lockdown, and I guess it can affect people's mental health and people's positivity and all the rest of it. But whatever this is, whatever the event this is, please, please go, because this would do you the world of good. It really would. Okay. The next card you've got, or the last card you've got, should I say, this is from the Whispers of Love Oracle, and this is You Are Limitless. And please don't ever see yourself as not succeeding or not getting what you want, or again things being perhaps a bit more negative than perhaps you would, than are in reality. You can have anything, you can do anything, you can be anything. And again, sometimes we just get bogged down, and again, the lockdown can just be giving people like a bit of a clouded view of things, that maybe again we just see as negative, that really, really aren't. So positivity is really what you want, Pisces, this fortnight more than anything. And also get that card the right way up. Let's move forward, let's go to whatever this event is, because I think that would do you the absolute world of good. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good fortnight, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.